So, I want to talk today about something that's extremely simple to realize when you stop trying to understand it. And what I'm talking about is what the Buddhists might call enlightenment or nirvana or emptiness or shunyata. We have different names for the expression of ultimate reality, how ultimate reality manifests in the human form. The physical human form is its final manifestation, but it originates from an indescribable, unknowable source. That doesn't mean that you can't access the unknowable or the indescribable, but it means that you cannot understand it or interpret it using language because it's simply too vast and mysterious and profound and powerful and sacred and holy. And again, I'm using words which are at best secondary tools to express the unfathomable source of existence, the source of the universe itself, before it came into manifestation. Now, this source, which is, again, it's not difficult to access it. The problem that people have is that they think that they need to look for it. They think that it's something outside themselves. They believe that it's something that needs to be searched for or sought or interpreted or understood rationally, as in through science or investigation. But it does involve investigation, but the investigation that enlightenment involves is a more penetrating insightfulness into the interior of reality, not its exterior manifestation. That's just a reflection of the source. Like the light from the sun making visible the moon, darkness, dazzling the darkness. This is why the Gnostics called the Holy Grail, or ultimate reality, the dazzling darkness. It wasn't really darkness or light, but profound splendor. It's simply a matter of observing this source without evaluation, without interpretation, simply dropping concepts and thinking. See, while thinking is happening, you can't see it because you're identified with the internal dialogue. You're identified with thought as reality itself. Humanity has created a description in which thought binds them to the everyday world or the customary position of the perception point, where the world is assembled according to how we lived it 5 minutes ago, 1 hour ago, yesterday. belongs to the process of memory. Now, even scientists who have investigated memory don't know where it's located. And they think that it exists in some part of the brain, but they can't prove it. Other investigators, like interior investigators like mystics, have investigated memory, and they've discovered that it's contained within the body. To be more specific, the cells of the body. But even that is a manifestation. Even that is a reflection. It's not the true source of memory. What memory actually is a form of energy. And we can access this true memory, this energy, through acquiescing to things exactly as they are without trying to change anything, without trying to think about it, without trying to become anything at all, or describe anything at all. Simply to observe what is. And there will come a point in your practice when practice simply ceases and the mechanism of attention simply withdraws into itself. It implodes, rather, into its source, as if the entire universe of physical matter and materiality were suddenly absorbed into their primordial essence, their origin. And this origin is pure intelligence, non-material, formless, empty. It is, in Buddhist terms, the diamond mind of pure activity. And all of this sounds very esoteric and mystical, but it's actually a very real phenomenon that anyone can experience right now. When thinking stops, when access to real memory begins, the clearing process of personal history simply operates, you see. And while it is not difficult to access and become available to, it's not an easy thing to communicate. I mean, I can't tell you the frustration I have that you all don't get it, you don't understand it, and that's my only regret, if you like, that you don't see this unmanifest wonder. You don't see the source of the world. You think the world is just some phenomenon or giant rock whirling in space and has its gravitational pull, and this involves the moons, and the Earth itself is affected by other planetary bodies in the solar sphere system. But what you don't see is the source of that power. Which is experienced or apprehended in silence, in true meditation, in true alignment to my patterning, my design, my person. But when I say that, I don't mean that you should follow me or listen to me or make sense of what I'm saying as an individual person, as Indro, because Indro is an illusion. But to witness that I amness, and not only to witness that intelligence, but to actually apprehend and then become the unmanifest source itself. And then there is an even more advanced stage where you as the unmanifest source and the entire manifest creation become as one. When the seer and the seen are not two. When they simply do not arise anymore as concepts in your consciousness. When they don't arise as thoughts. There it is. You are emptiness and form combined as one inextricable unit, force, intelligence, radiance, love, happiness, and perfect bliss. All is perfect then. There is nothing to seek for, or accomplish, or become. You are simply the entirety of creation itself, and the spark that ignited the flame. You are that. That is my person, which is no different. It's absolutely identical to you, your person. There is only one person. Am I making any sense? Am I getting through to you? Can you hear at least a fraction of what I'm saying? Please try to investigate this and find out for yourself. It's nothing could be more urgent. More urgent in your next, when it's more urgent in your next breath, then you'll perceive it. It's beyond perception. It's before perception even arises. Please, am I getting through? Okay. So knowing that then is the first stage of living your true life. You haven't lived the moment of your life yet, really, in your true original nature. I don't mean that to sound condescending or in any way, but simply that unless one has aligned with the true self, the true individual, then why is it called individual? Because it can't be divided. You can't cut it any further. It's simply pure, pristine, perfect. Can't be improved in any way. It can't be promoted. It can't be demoted. It simply is so. You can imagine an empty room where the light switch continually goes on and off. But that on and off switch is happening so fast that your senses can't register the fact that there's light being switched on and light being switched off. And there's total darkness. So in one nanosecond, there's total light, and in the next nanosecond, there's total darkness, right? But that switch happens so instantly, that your senses simply don't have the speed to catch the signal, the light or the dark, so to speak, so you're kind of lost in an in-between zone. You're neither in light nor in darkness, but you have some intuition, some concept, some thought far away or close by in your mind, and that is a sign that you're tapping into its surface. But you must penetrate further. You must probe. You must investigate this matter. This is a very serious matter. Not that it's not that when I say serious, I don't mean that it requires some kind of rigorous discipline or hardship, or that it involves any misery or depression or anything like that. Nothing of the sort. It couldn't be. Things. The opposite is true. It couldn't be further from the truth that there is any hardship in this. There is no hardship. There is nowhere to go. You have access to this intelligence right now. It's talking to you right now. You are that. Attention simply withdraws from what it has been attending to henceforth in the process of manifest memory. So accessing it is simply becoming relaxed, being made malleable, pliable, you see. And it's not some kind of forced silence. It's not some kind of imposed silence or discipline given from without. It's not trained into you. It's not learned. It's when learning stops, when thinking stops, when your whole verbiage comes to an end. There you have it. It is yours. It's your birthright. It is enlightenment itself. It is your Buddha nature. It is truth. And any frustration that's coming across in my manifest person as ego is simply the urgency of source to know itself through your individuated form, until your individuated form here manifest in the world is one with that source, becomes that source, is withdrawn into it, and once it infinitely withdraws and contracts at the 0 point, it explodes outwards, and that motion we call intensity. So you're simply becoming this frequency of intensity, of ever refined knowledge. In fact, to call it a noun is to be in memory, because it's verbing. It's not knowledge. It's knowing, being, feeling, seeing. Silencing, becoming, always and forever in motion in its manifestation. Even though it's flowing in its manifestation, its source, its stillness, there is no movement there. That's why it is utterly obvious. Utterly obvious. It doesn't even conform to your conception or idea of stillness. It doesn't conform to your notions of emptiness or nothingness or void. When these concepts simply collapse of their own inability to grasp its essence. But its essence is nothing material. It's nothing that can be conceived of. It can only be experienced. It is you. Did you think that a God, or even God himself, could compare to that? Did you really believe that that's all you were? Some God with great powers? Or God himself with all the powers? Did you think? That's idiocy. That's infantile. What you are originally is bigger than that. I mean, it's not even big. It's not even grand. It's not even immortal. These are all qualities of it. It's more essential than these things. It is the absolute source of everything. That's what you really are. That's pure potentiality, you see. You can create universes within your own consciousness then, right? Because God is ever evolving in the manifest world. There is only one world, see? It contains all the universes in its range of perception. And it's simply a matter of consistent attunement to its unfolding. So don't attribute qualities like this is good or this is bad, yin or yang, feminine or masculine. Go to the source, direct, call it in, invoke it in whatever way makes sense to you. And I promise you, if you do that, we will meet each other, finally. And then we can hug each other and say, thank you.